listen. That ain't for you to define. I mean, it's to me. In your life, do what you want.
And I punish you. You ain't my equal. We ain't people. I ain't wanna get.
That's right. I'm gonna wait for the air horn. I'm not even gonna say anything.
I'm gonna let it ride there for like 5 minutes.
CTUN. Can't Tell Us Nothing show in the house, everybody. John, Antoine, Amici, Tandy. All of us make Can't Tell Us Nothing, an improv group out of Houston, Texas. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for watching it if you're not viewing it live. If you are viewing it live, then it's 8:56 p.m. on a Tuesday. If you're not viewing it live, thank you for watching it anyway. This show, we take opinions, discussions, topics, turn into improv scenes right in front of you, right before your eyes. We just make up these scenes. It's a lot of fun. But you also get to hear our thoughts on things and how we feel about what's going on. And check in with us. We would love to hear what's going on with you as well. Leave stuff in the chat. If anything strikes your interest. It's not like an improv show where you got to be quiet the whole time.
No.
Like this one, go ahead and say what's on your mind. Put it in the comments. We may inspire something amazing.
And like it and share it as you're coming in so more people can see it. We want to keep this thing going, man. We just did a show with people from Belgium.
Man,
it's international now.
That was a lot of fun.
And it was super fun. It was super fun.
Shout out to the Sudden Knot.
The Sudden Knot, man. We got to get them to come to Houston. We definitely want to go out there with you guys.
That reminds me. I was watching, and I'm going to post a screenshot of this maybe later on tonight. But I was watching In the Heights, looking out for our boy Hugh who was on the show, and I saw him watching that car. I was like, "It's my boy Hugh!"
Shout out to Hugh, man. Shout out to
Jones. Nicely done. Well done, In the Heights.
I got it queued. I'm gonna watch it probably this weekend and just take a snapshot of Hugh.
Yes, nice. Wait, so Antoine's not there.
Antoine. Yeah,
he probably cleared it out so his connection could come in strong. I don't know.
Yeah, he had a James Brown moment.
What? In what way? Why is it a James Brown moment?
We walking off the stage and he gonna come back. There you go. See? He wanted to switch the spot he was on the screen.
He got too hype.
James Brown it.
Anyway, sorry. Don't let me interrupt. What were you saying?
I was gonna ask, did you see his scene? Did Hugh speak? You heard the words, all right.
He did. Yeah, I think he did.
He did.
You saw it too? Okay, yeah. I gotta watch.
Yeah, a couple lines.
I gotta see it. I gotta see Hugh. Shout out to Hugh, man. I love it, man.
Nice. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. John actually has a discussion topic today. Do you want to introduce it, man? I don't want to.
Absolutely, man. So every now and then, we don't have a guest today, so the topic's got to be some heat. And I went to Top Golf over the weekend, and one of my friends asked me, John, you're an artist. What do you think about R. Kelly? And of course, you never really get that question too much, but she didn't ask me to see if I was going to have a bunch of judgment. She wanted to see from an artist's perspective how that impacts me. And I decided to think, I want to ask our podcast, what do you guys think about separating an artist from their behavior or their lifestyle? Is that something you think should exist? You should be able to separate? Do you think that is something that is absolutely has boundaries, as we would say? Possibly some people feel strongly about R. Kelly, even some with early Michael Jackson or whatever. I just kind of want to open that discussion.
For those who may not be in the know, can you tell the people a little bit about why R. Kelly would be a point of contention?
So R. Kelly is like, he's in every Black family gathering over 5 to 10 people. That's going to be longer than 2 hours, right? You're going to have music there. And R. Kelly has made a lot of swinging music. He's made a lot of, what would you call it? Like line dance and music for Black people. And Black people cannot resist doing the line dances with their family. It's probably like the only time we all connected and ain't arguing with each other is when we doing a line dance. And of course, Step in the Name of Love. I've literally watched people who have, man, you know what? I dare that DJ to play some R. Kelly, man. He wrong. He dying in that prison. And then sneakily Step in the Name of Love will come through. And originally you just let the music start taking you. And next thing you know, you're on the dance floor or you're fighting with yourself, you know, to really reconcile how good the music is versus what the music meant or how he created it, inspired it, or what he did in the process. And if you guys are not familiar with it, you could check out a documentary called Surviving R. Kelly or Google his name and just go through a couple of pages and see what you find.
Man, yeah.
So here's my thing. I'm torn, man. I'm torn. Because I see Crystal made something in the she left some in the comments, but Michael Jackson was like the first, I guess, introduction to like having somebody that makes up a big part of like what you enjoy to consume as far as entertainment, and then having something so ridiculously against his character. I remember as a kid thinking to myself, like, man, this can't be true because you love Michael Jackson so much and his music and his films and stuff mean so much, you know. But obviously as a parent now, I think if it would have happened to me in my stage as an adult, my fear and my, you know, overprotection of how I view my children would probably make my emotions lean me to, I don't even want to entertain anybody who could be, you know, associated with that kind of behavior. And in that case, it's when I go, man, that's an emotional reaction. You know, we don't really know a lot of the facts. We know he was acquitted. So, and he's a very interesting case, but where R. Kelly is actually, you know, convicted, charged, thrown in jail, XYZ, tons of evidence, history of, you know, the type of behavior. You know, for me, it wasn't as hard for me to just kind of, I don't want to do anything R. Kelly, because he was kind of like, it wasn't like he was caught red-handed or it was something happened in the past. I mean, not he was caught red-handed. I mean, he was like caught red-handed, and it was still going on. He was fighting to keep doing it, you know, or whatever, right? And in that case, it was kind of like, man, I don't even want to continue bankrolling you, because the more we bankroll you, the better you can do this stuff, right? And the rule. So my approach to R. Kelly, all in all, do I think his music is still beautiful pieces of artwork? I say yes, but I say that and still get a bad battery taste in my mouth when I say it, because you can't hear the music and think about it without having a thought about what the guy did. But if I've been like chiefing and I'm zoned out, I can listen to R. Kelly and hear the notes and the beauty and the genius in it. So maybe people just need to smoke more weed and listen to music, or maybe that can help.
Sure. Yeah. It's an interesting question. Just as a comparison, I deem this scenario Hitler's painting. And the reason I call it that is because Hitler was like a known painter or artist or something. And I imagine, like, what if someone got their hands on a painting? It was of something not like, it was like a landscape, right? There's a tree, there's the sun, whatever. It's just a nice little pleasant landscape, right? They like it, they take it home, they put it on their wall, have guests over later that week. When the guest says, isn't that one of Hitler's paintings? Didn't Hitler paint that landscape? Now, there's nothing about the painting that indicates any sort of Nazi propaganda is going on. It's just a painting. But because it's painted by Hitler, does that mean you're someone who supports Hitler, right? Do you take it down now? Like, it's still the same landscape you liked before. Can you still like it even with that backstory? I think it's a little, that scenario, I can make it an easier argument to separate the artist from the work. But something like R. Kelly, However,
Yeah.
because his work champions a certain message and his actions do something else, and they're in my head intertwined, it's harder for me to disassociate the work from the artist.
And that's a good argument because, I mean, Hitler was who he said he was, right? But he just drew something beautiful that had nothing to necessarily do with what he was physically doing. Whereas you're saying that if Hitler was making paintings of what they were doing back in those days, the gruesomeness, and it was still considered beautiful, you wouldn't be able to separate, right?
It's more or less.
More or less.
Yeah, along those lines.
I don't understand why, because this is I guess my take on it, and it's coming out in this conversation that y'all are having right now. Why does it stick? Why do some people, like, they get it? Like, if people find out that they did this, and it's, oh, this is horrible. We're never going to do this. It sticks for some people, and other people it doesn't really. They don't get so-called. I don't even use that word because that's being used by a group of people I don't like to talk about. But they get like, they're it's like, oh, we're not gonna listen to them. We're not gonna deal with that. Oh, it's terrible if you do that. Why does it stick for some people? And
what do you mean by stick?
Why do people respond, oh, we're not going to listen to that music? Oh, you're a terrible person if you do. This person, and not just like a couple of people, but I mean in terms of society and their knowledge of that person. They'll say, oh, we don't celebrate their art, whatever it is, because they did XYZ. But other people, it's just kind of like, it's wishy-washy. There's no firm, no, we're not going to do this across the board for everybody who's done something wrong. It's just some people really get penalized for it and their art is shut out, and we're not supposed to listen to them, or if you do, there's a problem. And then other people, it's whatever. Right? Because the Cosby Show is on TV. They haven't taken that off. I mean, I think they demonized Cosby for sure.
So wasn't Seven Heaven? Wasn't the guy from Seven Heaven like doing some crazy stuff? That show wasn't taken off.
I mean, I don't. That's the part that I'm curious about. Why do some people get shut out and other people don't? They may have done similar things. Their artistry, Seventh Heaven was about kids, right? And I think wasn't he with some underage girls? It was about him as a father with family. That's a complete opposite of what a good father is. But
I think it has a lot to do with time, culture, and the value system that's going at that time. Because when this is my opinion, right? So R. Kelly, we're talking about. He made hundreds of millions of dollars off of selling wonderful sounds and sexual ballads, right? Like, sex is still in this country probably one of the biggest industries, but nobody likes to really openly discuss sexuality as a culture. It's still kind of demonized when you see high levels of sexuality. So I think him having that personally was really, kind of like the anchor, right? Is you have a music that is 89% about sex. You once you go back and re-listen to it, you can kind of imagine him speaking to, whatever the demographic, right? And it's hard to kind of, like I said, it's kind of the anchor that's sunken. Whereas, Bill Cosby, if Bill Cosby would have like produced P Valley, right? If he made his name off P Valley, man, he would have sunk. It would have been a lot of people that jump off the ship, because I think sexuality is a hot, very difficult, complex thing in our culture. Whereas having college show about college kids, and Black college kids, a show about upwardly mobile Black respectable families, that kind of helped keep him a little bit at water, even though he drifted way the fuck out in the ocean. Nonetheless, right? You're like, wait a second. This show taught me something that could go a legacy or two, right? What he's teaching makes sense, right? But I don't like what he did, you know, and then I argue, is it even my business, right? Like, is it something I should be caring about? I used to make the argument about football. A lot of people are like, don't like Kobe Bryant, when rest in peace, obviously. But when we were younger, everyone was like, I don't like Kobe. I don't like how he is off the court. I don't like what he says. But if you were on a team and you needed a guy, I don't think those same people who didn't like Kobe would be like, man, I don't like Kobe, man. I don't like how he be wearing his Adidas. I'm gonna pick this guy over the corner. It was just something that they could use to, you know, do whatever, be insecure. And you could totally ignore what you don't like about that person when it comes in your benefit, right? Or it makes you feel a lot better about yourself. So I think part of it is that too. Dang, it's thunderstorming over here. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
It sounded like God was like,
Yeah.
speak about Kobe.
Maybe it's if you can, because I mean you brought up the point, like with the R. Kelly song, like you hear the words, you can see him saying those things or doing those things to the persons he's harmed, right? We've got living witnesses. They've said these things have happened, and he's singing this music, so then we can visualize him doing it, and then it's like, nope, no go. But if it's something and maybe you can't visualize it, or maybe there's no identifiable witness to what happened, and maybe it's not as, maybe you don't, I don't know. Maybe maybe you're less likely to suffer the full shutting out of all of your art because of that. I could be wrong, but I was just thinking about that point.
Did Chris Brown stick? How do people feel about him?
Nope.
I think for some people it did.
No.
For some part of the culture it did, because remember, he came out as, he could have been as big like the new clean Usher. Now he's like in that bad boy, can't really get the gum off my shoe, so I'm going to embrace it kind of role, where he's tatted up everywhere, you know, gang signs, stuff, all of that stuff. This kid was in a spearmint commercial, dancing, eating, chewing gum. Now he's talking about killing people in a song, singing about it. Matter of fact, singing about it, right? Something that's rap about it sound hard, but somebody is singing about killing people. I think it might have not stuck for a lot of people. That I think he'll probably regain about 70-80% of his core fan base, because he is extremely talented. And it sounds terrible, right? He's extremely talented, dude. I think a little bit of that, but if you think about this, right, he's handsome too, right? So think about when I watched the movie about what was the guy that what was the white dude that's going around killing all the women? He was super handsome, and girls showing up to the thing.
Serial killer.
Yeah,
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy, right?
Ted Bundy. Yeah.
I think you got a little bit of that too, right? You got this sexy guy who can sing, dance like Michael Jackson with tattoos. He has what a lot of the women now, a whole lot of women love Rihanna. Why not, right? She's the bad girl Riri, right? Black Madonna, with a little bit Caribbean in her, and he got the bad boy image. So you still see a lot of women were kind of like, oh, well, I mean, I kind of like a little crazy man that keep me in check, or I kind of thought Chris Brown was a little crazy or whatever. I like that. And then women are going to still get what they get out of his music, right? That Gray's 50 Shades of Grey shit, right?
we cut to an office. Hey, John, can I see you in my office for a minute?
Would say that again?
I want to see you in my office, just for a quick talk.
Okay.
Great, come on in.
Welcome. All right.
Okay, so the boss is upstairs, told me to that you've been having some issues here at work. You don't complete any of your assignments. You're always late. you were bragging about getting a tattoo on your 5-hour lunch break you took yesterday. That you just went off and got a tattoo, and they want me to fire you.
Well, I've sensed a little bit of reluctancy. You haven't fired me yet. You must like my tattoo.
I mean, actually, I like everything about you. You're the bad boy at the office. You give this place a little bit of spice, and you make things interesting here.
You mind if I smoke this joint here? You're not gonna say no, right?
Sure, go for it. There's no windows, but it's.
You need a little bit of that, man. Calm you down so we can have this real conversation, man.
Okay.
So what's up?
Yeah,
you're saying you like me and shit.
Yeah, they don't think you should work here anymore. But
The fuck,
I think we'll be making a big mistake by letting you go. You don't bring a lot like work-wise, but I think you bring a lot like character-wise to the space.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's right, man. So, man, when I got this job, man, I didn't give a fuck about what anybody thought. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm getting that check. All them honeys up in here. I can't ask for much.
Oh, yeah, I also that. You're not supposed to call him that. Please don't do that. That one, if you could not do that one, I think we could work around the other things.
You saying that you don't want me to call the honeys up in here honeys, man? What else am I supposed to call
they'll call them by their names. I think that's kind of the way to go.
Man, I don't be seeing the name tag, man. I'll just be seeing that ass when they walk past. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I don't know that this is gonna work. Actually,
what you mean it ain't gonna work, man? We like you. You thought I was cool, man.
Yeah, but I think that's the one thing that I cannot have you. We can't have that happen. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to promote you to upstairs. You'll have your own office. You'll be away from the women here who have been complaining about you calling them the honeys as a group. They don't really like that. So I'm going to move you upstairs, like out of the way of that, just so that you're out of the way, and you can still work or not work. Go get tattoos, do whatever you want, but I just really want your spirit to be in the building, if that makes sense.
So you saying that upstairs I can smoke as much weed as I want in my office, and ain't nobody gonna be knocking on the door telling me I'm bothering them and shit?
It's a big office, bigger than mine. You'll have your own, a lot of space in there.
Oh, with this promotion, do I get a little honey to come check on me and set my meetings up and shit?
But we'll probably have to check on that, but I'm not sure. I don't think you'll have any meetings, honestly.
We cut upstairs a few weeks later. He's smoking a joint, he's jamming his music all by himself in his big office. He hears a knock on the door. Mr. Miles.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey man, I work in the office next door. I said hi to you a few times in the hallway.
You next door to me?
Yeah, I'm next door. And your music's a little loud. I'm on client calls right now, and I can barely hear them, and they're complaining about a lot of background noise. I was wondering if you could turn it down a little bit, please.
You want me to turn it down?
Yeah. Just to a respectable level. We're all trying to get work done up here. I know you're new to this floor.
I mean, I still don't understand what you're saying, man.
I'm just saying, this.
You want me to turn down?
Yeah, just turn it down a little bit. Also, I've heard that you've been asking my secretary to do some of your stuff for you. I do not appreciate you using my secretary.
Hey, man, this ain't the game, bro. She chose me.
Well, she's assigned to me, and in the org chart.
I don't care what she assigned to, bro. She came over here when I called. That's not my problem, bro. You can check out with your HR, whoever you got going on, coming over telling me to turn down.
Yeah,
and your woman over here with me.
She's not my woman. She's my secretary.
That's your problem. You ain't got no ownership, right? You don't know how to keep your peoples in check. You ain't gonna never rise up the ranks here, bro.
Closes the door behind him. You know what? I think you're right. I've been working at this job for 5 years. I've been in the same position. I'm stagnant. I can't seem to move up at all. You came out of nowhere. You've been here for weeks. I haven't seen you do a lick of work. What's your secret?
The secret is, man, you got to get everybody else to be doing all the work and you reap all the benefits, man. That's what you do.
But how do I do that? All I know is hard work, dedication, work, get here before the boss, leave after the boss sort of thing.
Sound like the boss must be pimping you out.
Say what?
Sound like the boss coming here checking you, asking you where his money is or her money is. And that's the mentality you got to change. You the boss. You tell them what to do.
I'm the boss.
You the boss, man. Now get the fuck out of my office.
We cut to HR manager's office. Antoine, can I see you in my office, please? Can you please come in?
I'll get there.
No, get in here right now.
All right. What's going on?
Are you smoking a joint? Is that thing lit?
So what if I am? Did you want some?
Put it out. Don't you bring that in here.
All right, I'll save it for later.
Yeah, put it out. Listen, I understand you've been cavorting with that guy that just moved up there to your executive level, right? I understand you've been taking tips from him about how to do work. I just want you to know your productivity level has gone down by 47% in 2 weeks, Antoine. You used to be our top. Listen, let me tell you something. I've seen the guy that you're trying to be like, okay? He's good looking. He's fantastic. He called me honey one day and I giggled, and I know it's inappropriate. All right? But he can get away with that. Look in the mirror, Antoine. Look in the mirror. Turn around. Look in the mirror. You look like him, Antoine? Do you think you can get away with that? That's right. Take a good hard look. You can't. So I want you to give me your keys, turn in your executive level keys.
See, that's an HR violation. I want you to look in the mirror right now. Do you think you can get away with that? Do you think you're good looking enough to do what you just did?
Some people can get away with us.
Hey, just be honest, man. That is a thing. Even though they don't say it, we all know, like, that's something that still gets acted on.